this burial was signed by the clerk.
The clergyman.
The undertaker.
The chief mourner.
Old Molly was as dead as a doornail.
Scrooge knew he was dead. Of course he did.
Scrooge and he were partners for how many years? Scrooge was Molly's sole executor.
His sole administrator.
His sole mourner. His sole friend.
But not even Scrooge was dreadfully cut up by the sight of it.
Mind, we cannot say what is particularly dead about a doornail.
One might be tempted to say old Molly said as a coffin nail.
However, the wisdom of our ancestors lies in the simile.
Without it, the country's done for. So once more shall we repeat emphatically, old Molly was as dead as a doornail.
There must be no doubt whatever that Jacob Marley was dead.
This fact must be distinctly understood, or nothing wonderful will come of the tale we are about to tell.
The office of Scrooge and Molly.
Scrooge never paid it out. Old Marley's name above the warehouse door.
There it stood for years afterwards.
Scrooge and Molly. Sometimes people new to the business called Scrooge, and sometimes Molly, but he answered to both names. It was all the same to him.
Cratchit! Oh, he was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone. Scrooge.
Hard and sharp as flint. Cold, covetous, grasping, squeezing.
Wanting all human sympathy to keep its distance.
Nobody ever stopped him on the street to say, "My dear Scrooge, how are you?"
No beggars often bestow a trifle.
Even the blind men's dogs seem to fear him and take their owners away as if to say, "No eye at all is better than an evil eye, dog master."
And what did Scrooge care?
Secret, self-contained, and as solitary as an oyster.
The cold within him froze his old features.
Shriveled his cheeks and iced his tiny eyes.
No howling wind was bitterer than Scrooge.
No driving snow more intent upon its purpose.
And the cold in his heart thawed not a single degree at Christmas.
Cratchit!
Once upon a time, all the days of the year, on Christmas Eve, Ebenezer Scrooge sat busy in his old counting house.
Cratchit! Oh, Cratchit!
Bob Cratchit, the humble clerk, labored desperately in his dismal little cell.
Cratchit, stop shivering, man, I can hear you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Scrooge.
You're doing it to vex me, Cratchit.
I'm sorry, Mr. Scrooge, the fire's gone out again.
Never mind, Cratchit, leave it be. Work to do, Cratchit. Ah, Cratchit.
Forgive me, Mr. Scrooge.
Forgive you, Cratchit. What good would that do? Back to work.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
There.
Into the office barged young Fred, nephew to Mr. Scrooge. A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you, Mr. Cratchit, said Scrooge.
Humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? Surely you don't mean that.
Oh, I do indeed. Lying, thieving, treacherous humbug. What right have you to be merry or poor enough?
And what right do you have to be dismal? You're rich enough.
And Scrooge, having no better answer, ready on the spur of the moment, said, "Bah!" and again followed it with, "Humbug."
Now, Uncle, don't be cross.
But what else can I be in such a world as this? What's Christmas time for you but a time for paying bills without money? Inviting yourself a year older and not a bit wiser. Now, if I were to work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled alive his own pudding, buried with a stake of holly through his heart he should.
Uncle.
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way, let me keep it in mine.
But you don't keep it.
Well, let me leave it alone then. What good has it ever done you? What good has it done anyone? I say again, humbug!
My dear uncle, there are many things from which have derived good that I have not profited from, I dare say. But it has always been my thought that Christmas time, beyond its sacred name and origin, is the only time in the whole calendar by which men and women seem, by one consent, to open their hearts freely. Not as a race of creatures bound in other journeys, but as if they really were fellow passengers upon the earth. Therefore, uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe Christmas has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
Oh, well said.
Cratchit! Let me hear another sound out of you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your occupation. You're quite a powerful speaker, sir, when you don't go to Parliament.
Now, uncle, don't be angry. Come dine with us tomorrow. We'd be glad to see you, both my wife and Dad.
Oh, I'll see you, sir. Indeed I shall. In hell, sir.
Mr. Scrooge.
Uncle,
I'll see you both in hell soon enough.
uncle, why did you say that?
Why? Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love. Good afternoon. Cratchit Pettiscoat.
Come dine with us tomorrow, uncle.
As you're not, good afternoon.
I want nothing from you. May we not be friends?
Good afternoon.
I'm sorry to find you so resolved, uncle. But once again, it has always been my thought to leave Christmas human to its last. So I say again, a Merry Christmas, uncle, and a Happy New Year. A Merry Christmas, Mr. Cratchit.
A very Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Here I go without an angry word. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And you, on 15 shillings a week, with a wife and family to support, talking about a Merry Christmas. Shut that door, Cratchit. I'll retire to Bedlam.
Oh dear, Tom Cratchit, letting out the young nephew and let two more visitors in.
They were distinguished gentlemen,
Pleasant to behold.
and it's to before Scrooge now.
With their hats off.
Well,
Is this the office of Scrooge and Marley?
Would we have the pleasure of addressing Mr. Marley or Mr. Scrooge?
Mr. Marley's been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
Well, we have no doubt his liberality is well represented in his surviving partner.
Liberality. An ominous word, Scrooge thought. Hand me back the credentials.
At this festive time of the season, Mr. Scrooge, it is quite customary to give a small donation to the poor and destitute who suffer greatly at this present time.
Oh?
Many thousands are without food and clothing. Hundreds of thousands lack even the most common comforts.
Comforts? Comforts. Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? The treadmill and the poor law, are they not still in operation?
Indeed they are.
I wish we could say they were not.
No, from what you have said, I thought something had happened to keep them from fulfilling their proper functions.
Indeed, sir. We feel they scarcely do fulfill their proper function. Some of us, therefore, striving this Christmas to buy the poor some food
And drink.
and warmth for this holiday season.
What
may we put you down for, Mr. Scrooge?
Nothing.
Nothing!
Nothing.
Nothing!
Nothing!
You were extremely anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I can't afford to make idle people merry. Enough of my taxes support the establishments just mentioned. Let them seek their comforts there.
But many cannot go there, and some would rather die.
Well, let them die then. And decrease the surplus population. It's enough for a man to mind his own business. Mine occupies me constantly. You will excuse me, gentlemen. May I wish you a good afternoon.
But Mr. Scrooge...
Good afternoon.
But Mr. Scrooge.
Good afternoon.
Seeing it useless to pursue that point.
The gentleman courteously withdrew.
Bless you, sirs, a Merry Christmas. Best of luck and a Merry Christmas.
The fog and the darkness thicken.
The carriages move slowly through the gloom by torchlight.
Foggier yet, colder still.
Yes, a searching biting cold.
The owner of one small, ragged body, gnawed and numb. And despite the warnings of his compatriots, he offered up a song.
Humbug! We'll know the day of tomorrow, I suppose.
Oh, if quite convenient, Mr. Scrooge.
That's not convenient, Cratchit, and it's not fair. If I were to stop half a crown for it, you would think yourselves ill-used, I'll be bound. Yet, you both think me ill-used for paying a day's wages for no work.
It's only once a year, Mr. Scrooge.
Only once a year. Or an excuse for picking a man's pocket. The rich wouldn't live in December. I suppose we'll still the whole day. Be here all the earlier next morning.
Thank you, Mr. Scrooge.
The
clerk gave his promise, and as fleetly as he could, hurried home to his wife and children.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, God rest ye merry stay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day. To save us all from sin, our sins was gone astray. Oh, enjoy in the crowd, oh, enjoy and joy. Oh, joy in the comfort and joy.
Merry Christmas.
The little tiny child. Bye bye, Luli Lule. The little tiny child. Bye bye, Luli Lule. Oh, sisters too, how may we do for to preserve this day, this poor youngling for whom we do sing? Bye bye, Luli Lule. God rest ye merry gentlemen, that nothing you
No!
say.
Get away from me!
Let Christ our Savior.
You're not being horrible children!
Hello, children. Humbug!
Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in the same melancholy tavern, and while he waited evening alone with his newspapers and his banker's books.
Evening, Mr. Scrooge. Usual, is it, sir? Aye, always the usual. I forgot.
Around him, the tavern patrons ate and drank and generally made merry. Scrooge eyed them suspiciously, wondering how they could feign to be so jovial on such a bitter night, or what in their fruitless, meaningless lives could possibly warrant such revelry.
And what did Scrooge care? It was none of his business. His occupied him constantly.
Oh, never mind them, lads. Get up here and sing it. Can you tell us where the train
Merry Christmas to you too, sir. Good night, Mr. Scrooge. Good night.
Ah!
All the times in old England, in old England, all the good times in old England, in old England, and jolly good times, England.
So, at 9 o'clock,
Nothing else to do. And nowhere else to go that fierce and frozen Christmas Eve.
Ebenezer Scrooge made home to bed.
it may not surprise you that Scrooge lived all alone in chambers once occupied by the deceased Mr. Jacob Marley.
They were old, gloomy, removed from other human homes.
And except for their sole occupant,
Were as lonely and deserted as a tomb.
All around was silence.
not a living soul stirred.
This fact must be distinctly understood.
For nothing wonderful will come of the tale we are about to tell.
Darkness, darkness. Now, it is a fact that there was nothing at all particular about the knocker on the door,
except that it was very large.
It is also a fact that Scrooge had as little what is called imagination about him as any man in London.
I even included that good city's officials.
And it also be said that Scrooge had not bestowed one thought upon the deceased Mr. Jacob Marley since the last mention of him that afternoon.
And then let any of you explain.
If any of you can.
How it happened that Scrooge
Having his key to lock the door.
saw without any intermediate process of change.
Not a knocker, but Marley's face! Marley's face!
Jacob!
It's there Scrooge as Marley used to look, with wide open, motionless eyes.
Jacob Marley!
Yet as Scrooge looked fixedly at this phenomenon, it became a knocker again.
Bah, humbug! Nothing!
And he turned the key in the lock. To say that he was not startled, or that his blood did not stir with an unfamiliar sensation, would be untrue.
But there is nothing on the back of the door except the screws and bolts that hold the knocker in place.
So he said,
Pooh, humbug!
and closed it with a bang.
Cold, chilling breath, and the leaves are all gone from the tree. And all seems touched by the finger of death, and the streams are beginning free. Young wanted lads on the river's line, when Laura dead does not fall. When in plenty or sitting by a warm fireside, that's the time to remember the poor. The poor timid heir to the woods leading late, with his footsteps injected in snow. When our lips and our fingers are dangling with cold, and the marksmen are shooting the gold.
The poor robin red-breast approaches your goal, and the icicles hang at the door.
You may well suppose it was pretty dark in Scrooge's house.
Darkness was cheap, and Scrooge liked it.
Still, Scrooge had just enough recollection of the face on the door to check through all the rooms to see that all was right.
Nobody in the sitting room, nobody in the lumber room, nobody in the hall. All is as it should be. Bedroom as usual. Old slippers. Old eiderdown. Nobody under the bed. A small fire in the grate. A little saucepan of gruel upon the hearth. All is as it should be. Dressing gown. Only my dressing gown. Hanging where I left it on a hook. All is as it should be.
Quite satisfied, having thus secured himself against surprise, Scrooge sat in his dressing gown and slippers before the feeble fire to take in his gruel.
For as well as everything else, Scrooge was nursing a cold.
Who's there? Who's there, I say? Bah, humbug! Damn this darkness!
Now the fireplace by which Scrooge sat was an old one, designed to illustrate the scriptures.
But tonight, if each tile had been blank at first of poor old Scrooge, each would have borne a copy of old Marley's Head.
Marley's Head! Scrooge's kindred spirit!
He's 7 years dead!
Jacob! What's that? Voice of the wind! I'm not at home! Go away, I say! Humbug! Nobody at all!
But as he sat down again, his glance rested upon a bell.
A disused bell.
That lie on the wall for a purpose long forgotten.
Oh, Jacob!
Even now, the ghostly bells were succeeded by a deep, distant, clacking noise, as if some person were driving heavy chains up the cellar stairs.
What's that? Who's there?
Scrooge then remembered to have heard that ghosts in haunted houses were described as dragging chains.
No!
Ebenezer! Ebenezer Scrooge!
No! I'm not here! Go away, I say!
The cellar door flew open with a booming sound.
And the noise much louder came up the stairs.
To the floor below. Then up the stairs again!
Coming straight towards his bedroom door.
Ebenezer! Ebenezer Scrooge!
Who's there, I say? Go away! Humbug! I won't believe it, I'll not believe it! Go away!
Ebenezer! Ebenezer Scrooge!
Go away! Go away, I'm armed! Do you hear me? Be gone with you, whatever you want! Be gone, I beg you!
Ebenezer!
About him like a tail.
His body was transparent, and Scrooge could see right through the window into the hallway behind.
Scrooge had often heard it said that Marley had no trouble, but had never believed it
Until now!
Ebenezer! Ebenezer Scrooge!
Oh, no! What do you want with me?
Much!
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Well, who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Can you sit down?
I can.
Well, do it then.
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
What evidence would you have of my reality beyond your senses? Why do you doubt your senses, Ebenezer?
Because anything affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheat. You may be a bit of a digestive beat, a blot of mustard, a fragment of underdone potato. Why, there's more of gravy than a grave about you, whatever you are. Oh, mercy, dreadful apparition. Why do you trouble me?
Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do. But why do the spirits walk the earth? And why do they come to me?
It is required of every mortal that the spirit within walk far and wide amongst its fellow beings. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander the world, Ebenezer. Oh, woe is me! And witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth, and turn to happiness!
You're bound in manacles. Tell me why.
These are the chains I forged in life. I made them, link by link, and yard by yard. Is that pattern strange to you?
Yes.
Or would you rather know the weight and length of the coil you bear yourself? It was as heavy and long as this when last we met 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have labored on it greatly since, Ebenezer. It is a ponderous chain.
Jacob, dear old Jacob Marley, speak comfort to me, Jacob, pray.
I have none to give. In life, my spirit never roved beyond our counting house. Mark me, Ebenezer. And many, many weary journeys lie before me.
But you were always such a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. Charity, mercy, tolerance, benevolence. These were all my business. The dealings of my trade, Ebenezer, were but a drop of water in the vast, comprehensive ocean of my business! Oh! At this time of the rolling year, I suffer most. Hear me, Ebenezer. My time is nearly gone.
I will, Jacob. But don't be hard upon me, Jacob, pray. Don't be lowering.
How it is that I appear before you, I cannot tell. I have sat invisible beside you for many a day.
Sat beside me, Jacob.
It was no light part of my penance, let me say. I am here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate.
Oh, thank you, Jacob. You were always such a good friend to me.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is this the chance of hope you mentioned, Jacob?
It is.
Well, I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first, this coming morning, when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once, Jacob, and have it over and done with?
Expect the second upon the second hour. The third upon the final stroke of three. Look to see me no more. But look that for your own sake you remember what has passed between us.
Jacob, wait! Surely we can strike a bargain! Jacob!
Remember me, Ebenezer! Farewell! Farewell!
Jacob!
Farewell!
As he thrust his head out into the night air, his ears rang with a chorus of wailing lamentation.
There was no phantoms wandering in the gloom, moaning as they went.
Every one of them was seen like Miley's ghost.
Some few, these might be guilty governments, were linked together, eternal partners in torment.
Their misery was, they all sought to intervene for good in the human world, and then lost that power.
Jacob!
Whether these creatures faded into mist, or mist enshrouded them, Scrooge could not tell. But they and their spirit voices faded together, and the night, ever so slowly, became as it had been once before.
He could not say humbug.
He stopped on the first syllable.
Jacob!
And Ebenezer Scrooge, being from the emotion he had undergone, or from the affairs of the day,
or perhaps a glimpse into a realm he hitherto had not dared imagine,
crawled straight into bed in much needed repose, without undressing,
without finishing his gruel, and fell asleep upon the instant. Stave 2, the first of the three spirits.
When Scrooge awoke, it was so dark he could scarce distinguish the windows from the walls.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Scrooge endeavored to pierce the darkness with his eyes.
9, 10, 11, 12. Why, this isn't possible. It was past 12 when I went to bed. I couldn't have slept the whole day and into another night. Or is it possible that something has happened to the sun and that this is 12 at noon? Cold, fog, the noise of people running to and fro. This is still the middle of the night. Was it a dream or not?
And then he remembered that the ghost had warned him of a visitation when the bell tolled 1. He resolved to lie awake until the hour passed.
Quarter past. Half past. A quarter to... The hour itself. Nothing else. The ghost's prediction was wrong. coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the spirit of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
Oh, spirit, your light is dazzling. Could you dim that flame?
What? You think so fierce light of light, I guess?
Well, I seek not to offend, but merely ask, what business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Oh, much obliged, spirit, much obliged. But in truth, a good night's sleep may prove more conducive to that end.
Quickly then, the night is fleeting, thrive and walk with me.
Oh, my spirit, I'm a mortal. I'm not a ball.
Follow my light, and you shall be of help.
And with these words, Scrooge and the strange visitor passed through the wall.
The whole house vanished.
So too did the city.
Night gave way to day.
And London gave way to a country road, forests and snowy fields on either side.
Good heavens! I was born in this place. I was a boy here.
You recollect the way?
Oh, recollected, I could walk it blindfold.
Strange, forgotten it. So many years. Let us go on. Before us lies the village.
And they moved along the road, Scrooge recognizing every gate, every post, and every tree.
Until a little market town appeared in the distance, with its bridge, a church, and a winding river.
Now the whole she bears a berry as white as the milk, and Mary she bore Jesus who was wrapped up in silk. And Mary bore Jesus, our Saviour for to be, and the first tree in the greenwood it was the holly. 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 And the first tree in the greenwood it was the holly. Now the holy she bears a berry as green as the grass, and Mary she bore Jesus who died on the cross. And Mary bore Jesus, our Saviour for to be, and the first tree in the greenwood it was the holly. Holly. Yahoo! Holly. Yahoo! And the first tree in the greenwood it was the holly. Now the holy she bears a berry as white as the milk, and Mary she bore Jesus who was wrapped up in silk. And Mary bore Jesus, our Saviour for to be, and the first tree in the greenwood it was the holly. Holly. And the first tree in the greenwood it was the holly.
Oh, I know these people, Spirit. All of them. This was my hometown. Oh, there's Tristan, and there's Hans, and Michael. Hello!
These are the shadows of things that have been. They have no consciousness of them.
Face after face passed by, and Scrooge knew everyone. Why wasn't he rejoiced inside to see them?
Why did his eye glisten and his heart leap up as they went past, giving each other a Merry Christmas?
What was Christmas to Scrooge? What good had it ever done him? Out upon Merry Christmas. Still, they drifted on.
The school's not quite certain.
School? What school?
A mile down a town, a solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
No, Spirit. Let me not remember, please.
Behold.
Somehow. And inside found a chilly madness, and the owner of too little to eat.
At the back of the house was a long, melancholy room, filled with plain, empty desks.
At one of the desks, by a feeble fire, A very small boy sat alone reading.
And as Scrooge paused, the recollection slowly returned.
And Ebenezer Scrooge began to weep.
Do you know this boy?
Yes, Spirit, I do.
His father would not have him for the holidays. His masters and companions all scorned him. Only his books kept him company. Only his books.
I know, Spirit.
Look closely upon him, man. This is your poor forgotten self.
I see, Spirit, I see.
Closer. Go sit beside him. Remember him, man. Remember him.
Honest darling Papa, dear old honest darling Papa. I wasn't completely alone. I had him. Oh, there's the genie in Robinson Crusoe. Where are you now, Robinson Crusoe? I remember. I remember. Oh, poor boy. He never wept once, you know. I wish, but it's too late.
What's the matter?
Nothing. There was a boy like this one at my door last night. I wish I had given him something, that's all.
Let us see another Christmas.
Scrooge's former self grew larger at the words, and the room became darker and more dirty.
How all this was brought about, Scrooge could not tell.
But there he was alone again, years later, when all the other boys had gone home for the holiday.
Ebenezer.
Van!
Yes, Mother.
Oh, it's my sister. Oh, little Van.
I've come to you home, dear brother, to bring you home.
Home?
Oh, forever and ever. Father's so much kinder than he used to be. He spoke to me so gently, Ebenezer, one night, that I was not afraid to ask him if you could come out. He said, yes, you should. You're to be a man, Ebenezer, a man of business. Father says you're to support the whole family, and you will never have to come back to me again. We'll be together all Christmas long. Oh, we'll have the merriest time in the world. You'll see, Ebenezer, you'll see.
You're quite a woman, little Van.
Quickly, Father's waiting. Let's not miss a moment. Quickly.
Bring down Scrooge's father there! Was a schoolmaster.
Where is the boy anyway?
Goodbye, sir.
Well, Spirit, I suppose you consider yourself lucky. Here, get out the ball of that ass, won't you? With my humble regards. There'll be plenty of it while he's going. Oh, that's how it be. So that's the thanks I get.
Hurry, they're waiting.
Never forget what I taught you here, Sonny. May it serve you well.
Hey, now, we two, Ebenezer?
Better than we now, all we young Scrooge. Oh, but he ain't. He'll see. Aye, he will that. He'll see. Never forget me, Scrooge. Never forget me. Never forget me, Scrooge.
Hey, now, we two, Ebenezer? All forgotten now. Only good times ahead.
Yes, good
Only
times.
good times.
Van, there you
Only
go.
good times ahead.
Come back.
Please don't cry.
Come back. Van! Oh, dear foolish creature. She had a heart. I'm not denying that. Such a heart, poor Van.
She died a woman and had, as I think, children.
Child. One child. My nephew.
And now another shadow. A warehouse door. A large city. Another Christmas. Years later. Do you know it?
Know it? Was I apprenticed here?
Let us go in. Do you know that man?
Jehovah! Time, gentlemen!
Why, it's Fezziwig! Dear old Fezziwig! That's a time! Fezziwig alive again!
Your first employer, was he not?
Jehovah! Dick! Ebenezer!
Yes, Mr. Fezziwig.
No more work tonight. Christmas, Dick! Christmas Eve, Ebenezer!
Merry Christmas, Mr. Fezziwig.
Dick Wilkins. Dick Wilkins, to be sure. Oh, he and I. What a pair we were. Oh, Dick.
Now, let's have those jumpers up quick as we can, shall we? Both of you. Come on, Ebenezer. Let's have them up before a man can say Jack Robinson. That's the way.
Oh, you wouldn't believe how fast it was in those days. A pair of race horses we were.
Oh, Jack Robinson, Jack Robinson.
Hi-ho, my lads. Let's clear away and have lots of space then here. Hi-ho, Dick. Hi-ho, Ebenezer.
Clear away. There's nothing couldn't have cleared away. Or wouldn't have cleared away with old Fezziwig looking on.
Here they come. I'm not moving too soon. Here they come. Well done, boys. Here they come.
Well done, Wilkins.
Well done, Scrooge. Well done, both of you. Look sharp now. Welcome all. Welcome. Welcome.
Oh, the Fezziwig Christmas ball. Oh, was there ever such a Christmas? Here they come. Here come all the guests. Oh, what a Christmas it was. Mrs. Fezziwig, one vast substantial slab, bless her heart. And the three Miss Fezziwigs, and their 6 young suitors. And the housemaid, the baker, and the cook. And the girl next door, the lady. Oh, poor girl. Mr. Coolidge. How the entire neighborhood, over there. Everyone was out for the Fezziwig.
Enough of this standing about. Is this not the festive season? Shall we not dance? Good friends, good congregation.
God's eyes upon you, Ebenezer.
Ebenezer, he means to bring you into his trade.
Yes, I know.
The time is now. All is bright. A man with a future, Ebenezer.
Good night, kid.
Good night, Ebenezer.
Good night, Mrs. Fezziwig.
Good night, Mr. Fezziwig.
Yes, yes, I remember, Spirit. All was bright.
Winter's come with his cold, chilling breath, and the leaves are all gone from the trees. And all seems touched by the finger of death, and the streets are beginning to breathe. When the young ones will laugh on the river's fly, and Laura tend us no more. When it's empty or sitting by a warm fireside, that's the time to remember the poor. Poor timid hare through the woods may be traced, with his footsteps indented in snow. When our lips and our fingers are dangling with cold, and the marksmen are shooting at go. When the poor robin redbirds approaches your cot, and the icicles hang at the door. And when your bowl's most reviving and hot, that's the time to remember the poor.
Yes, small.
You spent a few pounds of your mortal money. Is that so much that you deserve such love?
It was not that, Spirit. It was not that. He had the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. His power lay in words and actions, things so slight and insignificant. Add them up, Spirit, add them up. Old Fezziwig was worth a fortune.
This was his last Christmas. He didn't live to see another one. But still he could dance, right until the end.
Oh, such a party he threw, old Fezziwig.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Something, I think.
No, nothing. Should like to be able to say a word or two to my clerk just now, that's all.
Quickly then, my time was short. Years later, a busy shipyard, the young man was time of life. His path was good determined. His eyes and view showed signs of care and worry, and with him is a young woman. Look at this woman. She has tears in her eyes.
No, Spirit, not this. Not this, Spirit, not this. Dear Belle.
I have no time to spare this morning. I'm sorry, my dear, without business. Now, what did you want to say to me?
It matters little, Ebenezer. To you, very little. For the past 6 months, you've ignored me and shrugged me off when I called. I see finally, Ebenezer, I've lost your love. Lost it to another idol.
What's this? Another idol? Humbug!
A golden one, Ebenezer, a golden one.
Oh, golden one. I see. This is the even-handed dealings of the world. The scorn us when we're poor, despise us when we're wealthy. What do you want from me, Belle? Do you want me to live in poverty? For what? For you? How on earth is a man to live?
You fear the world too much. All you do now is strive to keep its grasp. I've seen all your hopes and dreams fall off one by one, until the last hope, profit, will share every deed.
And so, even if I'm wiser, what then? I'm not changed towards you, am I?
When first we met, you're another man.
Ah, I was a boy.
You know yourself you're not what you were. Never mind. It is enough that I felt that I must release you from our engagement. Here.
What?
What good am I to you now? A common girl with no walls attached. You'd only regret our marriage and look upon me with shame. So I must release you for your own sake. The broken heart, Ebenezer, for the love of him you once were.
Belle.
Oh, please do not say you'll miss me. As you've forgotten all those you have loved, you'll forget me too. May you be happy, Ebenezer, in the life you chose. Bye.
But Belle,
Bye, Ebenezer. She left
Belle.
him, and they parted.
Why do you torture me, spirit?
One shadow more.
Why do you delight to torture me? Cannot me home, I beg of you. Humbug! No!
I told you that these are shadows of what have been. They are what they are. Do not blame me.
Oh, spirit, remove me from this place!
One shadow more.
No! No more of these shadows. Why do you take me here? What good can it do me now? Leave me! Take me back, spirit! Let me aboard!
The spirit, impervious to Scrooge's attacks, receded, and looked upon him with a face that seemed no longer one face, but now many faces. Faces of all those it had shown him.
Time, gentlemen! Time, Ebenezer!
Never forget me! No!
Home, dear brother, bring us home. Please don't cry.
The faces stared at him from across the misty void, shrank away, and vanished. Scrooge was conscious of being exhausted, of irresistible drowsiness, of being once again in his own bedroom, alone, where he sank again into a heavy sleep.
From the realm of glory, we can fly to all the earth. Same creation story, never claimed as high as the
Stave 3, the second of the spirits. Scrooge awoke with a start, in the midst of a prodigiously tough snore, and he knew he had once again reached the hour named him by Jacob Marley.
As he wondered what shape this next spirit would choose to assume, his flesh crawled, but he was determined this time not to be taken by surprise, and assumed to look out all around the bed.
5 minutes, 10 minutes, a quarter of an hour went by, and all Scrooge could detect was a dull, fiery orange light.
Then he remembered stories he had read in the cheaper papers of lonely old men bursting inexplicably into flames.
Was this to be his fate? Oh, this troubled him greatly, to prove a case of spontaneous combustion without the consolation of knowing it.
Then he began to think the source and secret of this ghostly light must lie in the adjoining room. This idea taking full possession of his mind, he braced his nerves and cautiously brought his ear to the door.
Ebenezer Scrooge! Enter! Enter! Come, my children!
So I do, mortal. So I shall. Come, walk with me. Holly, ivy, mistletoe, banshee. So too, the room, the fire, and the night. Stand now upon the city streets. The city streets on Christmas morn. Everywhere the music of spray beats snow.
Right here, where there's nothing cheerful in the climate or the town,
Yet something seems changed. The light of the ghost of Christmas present. Something is not the same. Look. The people shuffling on the rooftops, calling to one another on the parapets. Exchanging economic trajectories, laughing whether they hit or go astray. The wagons cause furrows in the snow, and the very chimneys overhead blaze and smolder by one great warm consent.
the frozen bit of golden fog. Everyone is jovial and full of glee.
Merry Christmas!
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Quickly, the morning moves on.
The shops. Oh, the shops have opened, warm and radiant in their glory.
Pot-bellied baskets of chestnuts, bunches of grapes, apples, oranges, lemons, and pears. All begging to be carried home in paper bags. All begging to be eaten, all benevolently displayed, hanging from hooks so that passing mouths might water and taste them to the glass.
Oh, I can taste the spirit. I can taste them.
Merry Christmas, lad.
Thank you.
Be on your way now.
This way now, this way.
The grocers. Spirit, look you, the grocers. Yet it's more than this. The people's spirit, so eager in the promise of the day, tumble up against one another, clashing their parcels and wicker baskets together. And they can still offer each other the best of the season.
A
one, as far as his eyes can see, can resist the strange magic of your torch. The spirit of Christmas present seems everywhere.
Hey, I'm blinding you! Stop it! Yeah, you know that! Watch, you're shoving now, you on! Come on, it is Christmas Day. A shame it be to quarrel on Christmas Day.
So it be. I love it, so it be.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone!
Yes. Merry Christmas! Thanks, sir.
The holly and the ivy, when they're both full grown, of all the trees that are in the woods, the holly bears a crown. The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry old three, singing in the choir.
Oh, the holly bears a ball, silly star, and Mary was with Jesus Christ to be a Savior. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organs we singing in the choir.
The holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, of all the trees that are in the woods, the holly bears a crown. The rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the Jesus Christ to be a Savior. Oh, the rising of the sun and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organs we singing in the choir.
And is there some secret which you sprinkle from your horn? There it is, my own. Would you use it on every soul on this day? I would indeed, but on a poor one most. A poor one, why? Because it needs it the most. Oh, come now, spirit. I know you better than that. You spirits live off these poor folk. We do. Every Sunday they pass the hat around, robbing these poor folk of their wages. I've been to church. I've seen it. They do it in your name, and you know it. Dear mortal, there are some upon this earth of yours who claim to know our spirit world, and do their deeds of pride, greed, ignorance, hatred, and selfishness, all in our name, but are as far from us as if they had never lived. Remember that, and charge their doings to themselves, not us. Life will, spirit, life will. Touch my robe. Now, the suburbs of the town. Another humble home, the home of your clock. Cratchit? You mean Bob Cratchit? Poor Bob. Lives on 15 shillings a week. The same. Behold. 4-room house. 15 shillings a week. And yet they know me too. I am not expensive, man. Watch and listen.
The holly and the ivy, when they're both full grown, of all the trees that are in the woods, the holly bears a crown. The rising of the sun. Coming. Wherever is your precious father got to then? And your brother Tim? Mom was never this late last Christmas.
Mother, Mother, I can smell the goose. I can smell it from outside.
Where you come? Hello, Mother. Martha, Merry Christmas.
Well, hello, Martha.
Hello, Peter. Oh, Martha, there's such a goose. Wait till you see it. Bless you, I don't know, my dear, how late you are. Well, we've a great deal of sewing to finish up down at the milliner's. Well, never mind, so long as you come. Sit down and have a warm, Becky.
The holly and the ivy, when they are full grown, of all the trees that are in the woods, the holly bears the crown. Here we are at home again.
Hello, Father.
Hello, Peter. Why, where's our Martha?
Not coming.
Not coming? Not coming on Christmas Day. Why ever not? Is something wrong?
Here I am, Father.
Here, Martha.
Come on, Tim, we've got pudding. Come on, Tim.
That's Cratchit's boy. Never mentioned him, I swear.
How did Tiny Tim behave, Dad?
Oh, as good as gold and better. He thinks such things sitting by himself. Today he asked that I seat him at the front of the church, that the others might see him, that they might remember on Christmas Day who it was that made the lame walk and the blind see. It's getting stronger, my dear, every day.
Of course he is, Robert. Of course he is.
Now, you good fellows, let me clutch all the fire, shall we? The holly and the ivy, when they are both full grown, are all the trees that are in the wood. The holly bears the crown, the writing of the sun, and the running of the deer, the playing of the merry organ, singing in the choir.
Such a bustle. You may think a roast goose the rarest of all birds.
Indeed it is. In this house, look you now. The table is set, the plates dusted. And grace is said. The goose is carved, and a great gush of stuffing is used for.
There never was such a goose. I don't believe there ever was such a goose cooked.
Never, not in all the world.
Eat up by the applesauce and potatoes. It's barely enough to feed the entire family. But yet, lo and behold, everyone has had enough. And in the end, they all sit back, steeped in sage and onion, up to their eyebrows.
And now, Miss Belinda, you've changed the plate. The pudding.
The pudding?
The pudding.
Let me fetch it, let me fetch it.
The pudding spirit.
I suppose it should not be done now. I suppose it should be split right open.
Suppose somebody should pitch it right off the back wall while we were eating.
These are the ideas. Stop.
Hello! Pudding is served.
Like a speckled cannonball, blazing with half a gun of ignited brand.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father.
Martha?
Thank you, Father.
And for you, my dear.
Bless you, Bob.
A wonderful pudding, the greatest ever, Mother.
Oh, I did have my doubts about the quantity of flour.
Oh, nonsense, my dear, nonsense.
Everyone has something to say about that pudding. But nobody says or thinks it isn't all too small for such a large family. And at last, dinner is done. The lemon punch is produced, as is the family display of glass. 2 tumblers, a measuring cup, and a custard cup without a handle.
Oh, a festive toast. Raise your glasses. A toast this holiday eve. Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. May God bless us, each and every one.
God bless us. God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless everyone.
Spirit. The boy. That child, Tiny Tim. Tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in a dusty corner. A pair of crutches carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the young Cratchit boy shall die.
No, Spirit. Let the boy be spared.
Why? Why should he be spared? If he be like to die, then let him die, and decrease the surplus population. With a bunch of words. Man, if man you be in heart, restrain that wicked tongue until you have discovered what that surplus is, and where it is. It may be that in the sight of heaven, you are more worthless, less fit to live, than millions like this poor man's child. Listen, man. Listen now and hear. This long-suffering soul speaks your name.
Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge.
I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
Founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
Only on Christmas Day could one drink to the health of such an odious, miserable, stingy old man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you, poor fellow.
Christmas Day, my dear.
I'll drink his health for your sake. And for the sake of the season, but not for his sake, never. A Merry Christmas to him, and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry. I'm very happy, I have no doubt.
Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge. Mr. Scrooge. Mr. Scrooge.
The name is hateful to the family. Like that of an ogre, the very name casts a dark shadow over all.
But as night wears on, punch and chestnuts are passed round by a flickering fire. These brave souls do their best to fill their house with song. Listen, listen.
In royal liberty, stood
man of business, Father?
Don't laugh, you will be. Mom does apprenticeship at the Miller's. She does well. Works hard, works long. Rests when she can. You'll do it too, Peter. We all will. We all must. Better days ahead, Peter, my boy. Better days. Better days. Once in royal David's city stood a lonely cattle shed, where a mother laid her baby in a manger for his bed. Mary was that mother man, Jesus Christ, her little child. Mary was that mother man, Jesus Christ, her little child.
They are not a handsome family. They are not well dressed. They are not special or extraordinary in any way. But they are happy, grateful, pleased with one another.
And as the vision faded, Scrooge still had his eyes upon them, especially upon Tiny Tim, until the last. Then Scrooge and the Spirit moved on.
What's that? Your nephew? My nephew? Show me a man more blessed in a laugh than your nephew. I should like to know him too. This man, the house of your nephew, high and dry and in good company. Listen, your nephew speaks of you too.
He said Christmas is a humbug as I did, and he cursed at me too.
Oh, shame on him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical fellow, Mr. Scrooge, and that's the truth.
Well, he's rich enough, Fred. At least you tell me he is.
And so what's of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. It's brought him no joy, no comfort, or no one to whom he can share it with.
You have no patience with him?
Nor I. Oh, I do. I couldn't be angry at him if I tried. Who suffers from his cursing? Only himself. Therefore, I mean to give him the same chance every year, for I pity him. Even if it moves him to leave a few pounds for his poor, hard-working clerk when he dies. That's something. I do believe I shook him yesterday.
Now, there's something. Shaking old Scrooge.
Boughs of holly,
la 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 la.
'Tis the season to be jolly,
la 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 la.
Don we now our gay apparel,
la 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 la.
Roll the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la.
Oh, I see now, Spirit. I know I might have had a better night than the one I had, and avoided the slow, silent misery that killed old Jacob Marley.
I am pleased to hear you think so. And now, let us leave.
Oh, let me stay. Let me stay with them, pray, 10 minutes more. Very well. They played a game called Yes and No, where Fred had to think of something, and the others had to guess what it was. He only answered yes or no.
Is he an animal?
Yes.
Tame animal?
No. A disagreeable animal.
Yes.
Does it growl and grunt?
Sometimes, yes.
Does it live in the jungle?
No.
Does it live in a farm?
No.
Does it live in the city? Does it live in London?
Yes.
It lives in London?
Yes.
And on they went, each question prompting the nephew to uproarious laughter.
You're all wrong, all of you. Guess again.
A disagreeable animal that growls and grunts and bites upon occasion, that lives in London, that lives in a house. And it's not a bear, and it's not a dog, and it isn't even a rat. I give up.
I give up too.
What is it, Freddy?
You all give up then?
Yes, out with it.
I know what it is, Freddy. I know what it is.
Okay, out with it.
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
Yes, it is.
Wait a minute. I said, is it a bear? You told me no.
Well?
Naturally, I ceased to think of Mr. Scrooge. Not that I would have anyway. Not that I would have anyway.
Oh, he's given us plenty of nights, Mr. Scrooge. We would be ungrateful not to drink to his health. So now, here in your hands is a glass of mulled wine. Ready at the moment. I say a toast to Uncle Scrooge.
Well, Uncle Scrooge.
Wherever he is at this moment, may he have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He wouldn't take it from me yesterday, but may he have it nonetheless. I say, Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge.
Thank you, Tuppy. Thank you.
Now, let us be. They saw, and far they went to foreign lands, lands of poverty, hospitals, prisons, to misery's every refuge. And still the spirit was not shut out, the human soul not immune to its blessing. Nothing now, and the world seemed without end. It was a long night, if it were but a night, for at last, as they stood in a dark and empty field, Scrooge observed the spirit and saw that his hair was growing gray.
Spirit, rise your face. Our spirit's life so short.
My life on this globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight, spirit?
Tonight at midnight. Ah, time draws near.
Forgive me if I'm not justified in what I ask. When I see something strange protruding from your garment, is it a foot, spirit, or a claw?
It may well be a claw, full of flesh there is upon it. There you are.
Perhaps not.
Man, if mad you be in heart. Now, behold! No, they are yours. And they cling to me, begging on your behalf. The boy is ignorance. The girl is want. Beware them both, man. Beware them both. But, most of all, beware this boy, ignorance. Beware all those who spread ignorance. Use him for your selfish purposes, and you are his. Beware him, man. Beware this boy, for on his brow is written doom.
Surely they can be saved. Have they no hope of refuge? No comfort?
Hope? Refuge or comfort? Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? 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 Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Show me the shadows of things that have not happened, but will happen. Is that not so? You're a ghost of the future. I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, I am prepared to follow you. Will you not speak? Oh, lead on. Time is precious to me, I know. Lead on, spirit. Lead on.
Luna, the little tiny child. Bye bye, Lule, the little tiny child. Bye bye, Lule.
Street. My street. Much the same as before. Something has changed, surely, spirit. Wait a minute. Who's this?
No, I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
Oh, when did he die?
Last night, I believe.
What was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die. So what's he done with his money, do you suppose?
He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know. It's likely to be a very cheap funeral. For upon my life, I can't think who will go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
I'll go, if the lunch is provided, but I must be dead if I join you.
Now that I think of it, I wonder if I wasn't his most intimate friend. For we always stopped to speak whenever we met. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I knew these men. I knew them well. How I strove to stand well in their esteem. Of whom do they speak?
Spirit.
Oh, sisters, too, how may we do for to preserve this day, this poor youngling, for whom we do sing? Bye bye, Lully, Lulay.
Spirit, what's this?
How are you? How are you? Well, Beelzebub's got his own at last, eh? So I'm told. Cold, isn't it? Seasonable for Christmas time. You're not the skater by chance, are you? Me? No. Pity. Pity. Good evening. Good evening.
Spirit, why do you show me these fleeting conversations? How do they pertain to me? They must have some hidden purpose. What now, Spirit? What now? Why is it I'm nowhere to be seen? Spirit, show me my future. I am considering a change of heart, you know. My office is down there. Down? Why, Spirit? Where is this? An obscure part of town, never penetrated by me. Alleys and archways, like so many cesspools, disgorging clouds of filth and foulness out of the vile streets. What is this? These piles of rags and bottles, the smell of oily horse dung. Spirit, what secret bears through to me here, and how does it pertain to me? A shop, a slum house, a screen of moldy rags.
Right, Wilbur. This way, Mrs. Dilber. Not going to murder you. Have a seat.
Tidy up a bit lately, have you, old chum?
You couldn't have picked a better place. Now keep your cursed voices down.
Every person's got a right to take care of himself. He always did. Always, true indeed. If he wanted to keep all these things after he died, why weren't he more natural in his lifetime? If he had been a wicked old screw, he'd have had somebody to look after him in the end, instead of him lying, dying there, all alone by himself.
It's a judgment on him, to be sure.
Open this bottle here, Joe, and let me know the value of it. It is no sin. Speak out plain.
No, Joe, open my mouth.
Now listen.
Shut up, you.
What that fool?
One walking stick. No great value. That's your account. I won't give another farthing if you boil me for it. Now who's next?
Me. Go ahead, dear.
Oh, what's this then? Bed curtain.
Ah, bed curtain.
You don't mean to say you took him down with him lying dead?
I wouldn't hesitate to grab rum from such a man as he.
You were born to make your fortune, my dear. You certainly will do so.
And now, Joe, undo my bundle. Undo my bundle and see, Joe. You may look through that shirt till your eyes ache, Joe.
but you won't find a hole in it nowhere. It's the best he had, and a fine one, too. They would have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
Wasted it? What you call wasting it?
Why, putting it in him to be buried in, to be sure. Somebody was fool enough to do it, but I took it off of him again. Anyhow, he can't look any uglier with it off him than he did with it on.
You're an enterprising old woman, dear.
You don't need to tell me that, Mojo. Here he drove us away from him when he was alive, only to profit us from his death. This is the end of it, see? This is the end of it. Aha! This is the end indeed.
Animals! Monsters! They've stolen the clothing from a dead man!
Tell me, Spirit. I see, Spirit. This fate might be my own, but it won't be, will it, Spirit? Tell me it won't! Unwatched, unwept, uncared for? Is this the body of the man? No, Spirit, I can't. I can't, Spirit, I can't.
Death, oh death, cold, cold death.
What's that, Spirit? Who's there? Hello! Who's there? Hello!
Oh, cold, cold, rigid, dreadful death, set up thine altar here, and dress it with such terrors as thou hast at thy command, for this is thy dominion. Death, cold, cold death.
Spirit, this is a fearful place. I'll not forget what you have shown me, I swear. Let us go. I understand you, Spirit, but I cannot look upon his face. I've not the power, Spirit. I've not the power. Oh, if there is any person in this town who feels tenderness towards the dead, show him to me, I beseech you. Let me see some sorrow and compassion for the dead. What's this? Bob Cratchit's house? What spirit? Oh, why do they sit so solemnly? Is it not Christmas Eve?
And he took a child and set them down in the midst.
Do stop, Peter.
Why?
Shh, Mother's tired. Are you all right, Mother? The color hurts my eyes.
A color? There's Tiny Tim. Poor Tiny Tim.
They're better now. It's only the candlelight that hurts them. And I wouldn't show swollen eyes to your father when he comes home from the world. I'm expecting him now. He's late. I think he's walked a little slower these past few evenings, Mother, than he used to.
I have known him. I have known him to walk very fast indeed, with Tiny Tim on his shoulder.
So have I. And I.
So have we all.
But he was very light to carry. And your father loved him so. With no trouble for him. No trouble at all.
Hello, Brenda. Martha? Peter? Hello, my dear. Sewing, are you? Coming along very well. Very well. You work so hard, all of you. I expect to be done before Sunday, in time for the service.
Sunday? You went today then, Robert? It's been arranged, has it?
Yes, my dear, all arranged. I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see you. What a peaceful place. But you see it often. I'll see it often. I promised him I would walk there every Sunday. Told him you were well and not to worry. We'll all keep well, all of us. We'll keep well. My child. My little child.
Robert? Robert?
I'm all right. I met Mr. Scrooge's nephew. He's extraordinarily kind. Only met him months ago. He noticed I seemed just a little down. He asked me what was wrong, and I told him. He said, I'm deeply sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit, and I'm deeply sorry, too, for your good wife. How he knew that, I'll never know.
Do what, Bob, pray?
That you are a good wife.
Everybody knows that.
Very well observed, my dear boy. I hope they do. And he gave me his card and he said, pray, come visit me any time. It wasn't so much what he said, but for the way he said it, he seemed to understand.
Sure, he's a kind soul.
Oh, he is. You'd be sure of it if you met him. I expect I shouldn't be at all surprised, Peter. That nephew of Mr. Scrooge has helped find you a situation.
Hear that, Peter? Oh, real job.
Soon you'll be set up on your own, Peter. Keeping house perhaps with a young woman, eh?
Oh, get on with you.
Not our dear Peter.
Just as likely as not. So there's plenty of time for that. However, and whenever we do part from one another, let us not forget the first part among us. Let's not forget our poor Tim.
Never, Father.
Never.
For I know and recollect how patient he was with all of us, even though he was a little child. We'll not quarrel amongst ourselves, shall we? Promise me, all of you. We'll never forget our Tim.
Never. Never, Father.
Never. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy.
Once in royal days at Sydney, through the lonely castle shed, where a mama laid her baby in a manger for his bed.
In fact, something informs me our parting moment is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Spirit, tell me outright, what man that was we saw lie dead? This is my place of residence. It has been for many years. I can see my house now. Come, Spirit, let me behold my older self as I shall be in the years to come. Spirit, why do you point away? My office, an office still, but not mine. Furniture is not the same. The figures in the chair is not me. Spirit, where are you taking me? Down? Why, Spirit? Iron gate, churchyard, walled in by houses, overrun by shrubs. Is this where lies the wretched man whose face I dare not see? There, Spirit, a bare forgotten stone. Before I draw near to the stone, answer me but this. Are these the shadows of the things that will be, or the shadows of the things that may be only? Tell me, Spirit. Ways of life determine certain ends, I know. But if their courses be departed from, their ends will change too. Tell me this is so. Tell me this is so with what you show. No, please, let it not be me. Jacob Marley, I say it from my heart. Oh, I don't know what to do. I was light as a feather. I was happy as an angel. I was merry as a schoolboy. I was giddy as a drunken man. I don't know what came the month of this. How long have I been with the spirits? Oh, I don't know anything. I'm quite a baby. Never mind, I'll be a baby. Oh, yes.
Stopping ships from sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. We'll sail our ships on free on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. We'll sail our ships on free on Christmas Day in the morning.
Sunlight. Oh, sweet morning air, piping for the blessed dance.
Yonder ships come sailing in on Christmas Day.
Hello there, what's today?
Eh?
What's today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day, of course.
Oh, Christmas Day. Oh, I haven't missed it. Oh, the spirits that came to see me all in one night. Well, of course they did. Spirits. They can do whatever they like. Hello, my fine fellow. Do you know the poultry shop next street, the one on the corner?
I should hope I did.
Oh, an intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey hanging in the window? Not the small prize turkey, but the big one.
What? I want to stick it me.
Oh, a delightful boy. Oh, what a joy to talk to him. Yes, my buck, that's the one.
It's hanging there now.
Oh, is it? Go and buy it.
What cat?
No, I'm in earnest. Go and ask for it. Have her bring it here, so that I may give direction where to take it. Oh, go back with the man and I'll give you a shilling. Come back in less than 5 minutes with him and I'll give you half a crown.
Yes, governor!
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, I'll send it to Bob Cratchit. Oh, he'll never guess who sent it. Twice the size of Tiny Tim. And when he finds out who sent it, he'll I don't know what to do.
Ding dong merrily on high, the steeple bells are ringing. Ding dong merrily the sky is rimmed with angels singing. Gloria, Hosanna in Excelsis.
Oh, there you are. Oh, I never noticed you before. Oh, I'll love you, wonderful door knocker, as long as I live. Oh, hello. Merry Christmas.
Ding dong merrily on high, the steeple bells are ringing. Ding dong merrily the sky is rimmed with angels singing.
Merry Christmas to you, sir. Yes. Merry Christmas to you. And a Merry Christmas to you.
Oh, no.
And a Merry Christmas to you.
Wasn't that?
Yes, it was.
Money's gone mad. Lord bless us all. Mad on the rampage.
Run, rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Oh, you, my dear sirs. A Merry Christmas to you, my charitable friends.
Mr. Scrooge?
Oh, yes, that's my name. Allow me to ask your pardon, it is not too late. May I offer you a donation?
Oh, my dear Lord, Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Oh, not a farthing less. Will you accept?
We don't know what to say.
Well, say nothing, please. Just come and see me in my office tomorrow.
We will.
will indeed.
Bless you, Mr. Scrooge.
Oh, bless you, sirs. Come and see me. Merry Christmas. Merry, Merry Christmas.
Now the holy she bears a berry,
as white as the milk. And Mary she bore Jesus, who was wrapped up in silk. And Mary bore Jesus, our Savior, for to be. And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly. 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 And the first tree in the greenwood, it was the holly.
He came after a time to his nephew's house. Have I the courage? Have I the courage? Oh, I do, I do. I shall.
Yes, sir.
Is your young master at home, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Oh, pray, sir, where may I find him?
In the dining room, along with mistress. I'll show his way if you please.
Oh, thank you. I'll find my way. He's invited me, you know.
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice girl, very.
Ding dong merrily on high, the steeple bells are ringing. Ding dong merrily the sky is ringed with angels singing.
I come to dinner. Will you let me in?
Let him in. It's a wonder he didn't take his arm off. No one could have been more delighted or more glad.
And Scrooge's niece looked just the same. And so did his niece's sister.
And so did Mr. Topper.
So did they all.
Wonderful party.
Wonderful game.
Wonderful company.
Wonderful happiness.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la.
Come on, Cratchit, where are you? 17 minutes past and no Bob. Oh, you'll get a piece of my mind. Won't you be surprised? Oh, come on, Bob Cratchit. Any time now, any time. Oh, Cratchit. Well?
I'm sorry, sir.
Sorry? What do you mean by coming here at this time of the day?
I am very sorry, sir. I know I'm behind my time.
Behind your time, behind your time. Step aside, Mr. Cratchit, if you please.
Please, Mr. Scrooge, you tell me what's here, sir. I was making rather merry yesterday. It won't happen.
Enough! Now I'll tell you what, my good friend, and I want you to listen carefully. I've had about as much of this as I am prepared to take.
Oh, please, sir.
And therefore, Cratchit, as I'll stand for this, not one moment longer, do you hear? I'm not going to suffer this anymore. Therefore, I am about to, do you hear me, Cratchit? I am therefore about to raise your salary! Merry Christmas, Bob. A merrier Christmas than I have given you for many a year. I'll raise your salary, and I'll endeavor to assist your family, and we're going to discuss it right now, this very morning, over a hot Christmas bowl of smoking bishop, Bob.
Mr. Scrooge.
It's no dream, Bob. Do you forgive me? Do you forgive me, Bob?
Why, bless you, Mr. Scrooge. Bless you. Oh, Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
And Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And 2 times
he became a second father.
Scrooge became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as a good city knew, or any city, anywhere in this great world. Many people laugh to see the change in him, but he let them laugh and gave them little heed.
His own heart laughed. That was good enough for him.
Ebenezer Scrooge had no good ideas towards the spirit, but it stayed forever afterwards. And in the end, it was said of Scrooge that if anyone possessed the knowledge, Scrooge knew how to keep Christmas well.
May that be truly said of us, and all of us.
And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Sing choirs of angels, sing in exaltation, sing all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God in the highest.
Oh, come let us adore.
Oh, come let us adore him. Oh, come let us adore in Christ the Lord. A destiny beginning, letting triumphante,